to say that this has been an interesting day in the this year's Stanley Cup playoffs will be an understatement, so let's not waste any time. Here's what went down tonight. Is a reverse sweep on the horizon? It definitely kind of looks like it. So the Rangers went up 1-0 on a shorthanded goal, and in my head I'm preparing my story about the Hurricanes getting eliminated. Then they tie it, so that gets put on hold. Then they took the lead, and then they added on to it. And I'm going, holy moly, they're about to win this thing. This thing's going back to Raleigh. Now, it's pretty wild. The way I see it, Carolina should win it at home. They really should. And if they do, we'll get Game 7. That's where all bets are off. But the only way I'll see a reverse sweep coming is this: they got to win at home. And then Game 7, if it's like tied, like really late, then I can see a reverse sweep happening. There hasn't been one in 10 years. There have only been 4 in NHL history. But Carolina hanging in there. It was 3-0 series. Now it's 3-2, and they have a chance to even this thing at home. Now, as for the third period, I entered this night very amped up for Game 4 tonight of the Avs series. I mean, it increased when I read Jonathan Drouin would be back, making his first appearance in this year's playoffs. And then during the third period of Rangers-Canes, I see this. Yeah. He's done. He did it again. He did it again. When we need him, he did it again. As a result, here's what happened. I'm still just immensely upset over this. It's not just the loss. It's how. Let me start with Nichushkin. On a day when we should have been celebrating, Jonathan Drouin's back. Finally. Because he was out that entire first round. And I thought he would be back for when round 2 started. That didn't happen. And it took a while. And he was back. Matter of fact, he had an assist on that one goal we scored. We get him back. Then I and every Avs fan get that news about Nichushkin. 2 years straight. He's let us down in the playoffs when we need him. And we all know about last year. Where the fuck was he in Seattle? We all know that incident. And even then, I was kind of in agreement with a lot of fans saying we should buy him out back then. But I moved on from that because we didn't know the full story. But even so, when we needed him, where was he? And then this year was supposed to be his rebound year. He has a great start to the season. Then he ends up in stage 2 of that system. And he comes back. He's still strong. He has a great kick-ass postseason. Then this bullshit, you know. Even though Game 3 left me with a bad taste in my mouth, I felt with Game 4 we're just gonna even up and do it. Then that news about Nichushkin, and then Taves was sick. He couldn't play. But what happened with Nichushkin? He's got to go. He does. He's got to go. We need to buy him out. This is year 2 of that 8-year deal he got because he had that great postseason. And it's fitting that I wear my Stanley Cup Final T-shirt because in this event, in that 6-game series which we won, which led to this, he scored 4 goals. 4 in that Cup Final. That's how he got that contract. What has he done since then? He's let us down. He has let us down. The bullshit in Seattle, and then this. And And yes, is addiction hard? Yes, it is. It's very hard. Okay? But I've heard many stories from many people that they've risen above it, and they come out smelling like roses. They come out, they rise through it, and they do very well. The Chuskin, I'm sorry for what he's going through, but he can't keep doing this. If his head's not in the game, we need to be done with him. We need to buy him out, because he's making too much money to be pulling this bullshit every year. And a result of this was an Avs team that had absolutely no fight, none. Nearly no shots, bad turnovers from, of all people, Cale Makar. Our goalie, Alexander Georgiev, was literally the only player who actually came to play. He deserved better than this. He did. And the sentiment from Avs fans is it's over. And if this is the end, if this is the end, and I'm saying if, because I really don't, I'm not going to give up the ship until it's really over. It ain't over till it's over. But if it is, it's a very disappointing way to go out. Yes, it's better than last year, because we didn't go out in round one. But even so, we deserved a better fate than this. We really did. And I'll say this, if we do get eliminated, this is all on the Chushkin, and we need to buy him out. We can't do this anymore. So that's what happened tonight. And here's what's in store for us tomorrow. Tomorrow night, it's another elimination game. It's Game 5 in the Atlantic between the Panthers and the Boston Bruins. The scene shifts right back to sunrise for that series, and Florida will have the chance to eliminate Boston again for the second straight year, this time in round 2, and this time in a shorter series. A win will put the Panthers in the conference final for the second straight year, which would automatically be the most successful stretch in the team's, 30-something year history. But, so Florida looks to finish it, and Boston looks to extend it, and hopefully send it back to Beantown for Game 6. And after that, we have Game 4 in the Pacific between the Oilers and the Canucks. The series is still in Edmonton. Canucks took a 2-1 lead, and the NHL is trying to help Edmonton even that series by severely punishing Soucy for standing up to McDavid's bullshit. Amazing. But, so that's what's in store for us tomorrow. In the meantime, that is my recap of tonight's action. If you like this video, click the like button. If you're on YouTube, click subscribe if you want more. If you're on TikTok, feel free to hit that follow button. And I'll be back tomorrow with a recap of tomorrow's action. So stay tuned.